and today I am here to talk to you about my journey of opening up a beauty school. So I actually started a cosmetology school September of 2018 with literally no paint on the walls, only 3 or 4 students, and within 3 years I was able to grow the school from 3 students to up to 300 students, even during the height of the pandemic. So one of the reasons why I opened a school is because, number one, I had a love for teaching. I had a love and a desire to help women join entrepreneurship. I also had a heart for single mothers or divorced women. And so I knew that there was a need for a school that would cater to the working woman adult, to single moms. And I created a vision board that allowed me just to focus on what I wanted as far as the school. And so I put on my vision board the day that I would actually celebrate, not even the school on there. I put on the vision board the celebration of getting approved for the school. I had put on my vision board table 13 because at that time it was my favorite restaurant. And I said, you know what? Once I go through all this process of getting licensure and opening up a school and hiring people and things I didn't even know that would be so difficult and so stressful, I just knew I was going to be celebrating. Crazy, right? But I remember getting approved for the school, having our inspection, dealing with the stress of that. And then I remember the night getting all dressed up and having a reservation for my favorite restaurant, table 13, and that's located in Addison, Texas. It's amazing, old school Frank Sinatra vibes, live band, singers, just a real cool vibe. And I remember that night going out to dinner with my husband. It was amazing, having a glass that had the number 13 on it, and it was just so symbolic to me that, you know, God really allowed for all of that to come to pass. And I also knew then the power of having a vision board, and the power of prayer and seeing things through, because it was not easy. I mean, just getting a building together, like putting sinks together, and you know, there are certain requirements when you open a school that you have to meet, and you have to have a hired instructor. And the day of my inspection, the instructor didn't show up. She didn't bring her license, which that should have been a key to let me know that, again, some people who say they're for you ain't really for you. So again, I was very excited when we celebrated, because it meant so much more than when I just had that picture of table 13 reservation on my vision board. So yeah, opening a cosmetology school, growing it, has been quite the journey. If I'm being honest, I would say that if I had known the challenges of owning a school, because getting the school started up and running, that's hard, but that's not the most difficult part. The hardest part is actually managing your team, and then also knowing to not do everything by yourself. When I first started my school, I was trying to be the administrator, the enrollment, financial aid, doing invoices, teaching, cleaning, trying to do laundry, students tearing up stuff. I was trying to do everything like that. And if I had just listened to my insight and said, hey girl, you can't do all of this, the students are complaining about this, you need to hire more people. I think a lot of times when we're first opening a business, especially even a school, we think, let me not hire so many people. But again, you cannot be a one-woman show, because things are going to fall through. But even when you have a team, sometimes things are still falling through. So, but still, at least you have some support, and it's not just all you. So as I opened my school, I started to hire more people, and that's when I started to see things grow more, focusing on social media marketing, updating our curriculum, and again, just also remembering the reason why I started this school. So there were so many different challenges, not just, you know, the thing about having a school is students that come in, you know, sometimes they're bringing in situations and that you have, I mean, you can't even imagine some of the things that our students are encountering. Some students are being abused by their husbands, or are going through a divorce, or lost their mom on the way to school, or you know, your child is getting taken away in CPS, and all these things that are just very emotional. And you don't realize that dealing with so many people, although you have a heart to serve, it sometimes can wear on you, the situations that you have to encounter and try to minister to people through a school. So that was something that I wasn't prepared for. I didn't know that that's what running a school was. It really is a ministry. So just know that if you do decide to open up your own school, that if you're doing it just for the money, girl, guy, don't do it. Don't do it for money. There's other ways to make money. But if you are opening a school or trying to run a school, you really do need to have a servant leadership mindset and have a support system to encourage you during these trials. So of course, right when we started our school, you know, we're getting everything up and running, finally kind of getting our groove. And then within 1 year, COVID-19 happened. We went to spring break and we didn't come back. And it just completely changed how our school was. So even though it was going into year 2, it started to be like year 1 again, having to learn to navigate online learning. But I'm excited because even though online learning is kind of going away, I do believe it will come back. And so I've learned so much on what is needed to successfully run 2 types of schools, because not only was our school completely 100% online, we were also 100% on campus. So I truly had 2 different schools running at the same time. Now there were some definite L's on both sides, because when you're doing multiple things at once, one is usually going to suffer. But with God, we made it through. But I'm excited for them to bring online back, and I know what exactly I need to do to make sure in the future how to run 2 different types of schools at once successfully. I do want to encourage you, if this is your dream and your desire to open up your own cosmetology school, to get a mentor. There are things, again, that you didn't know that you would have to encounter, and I wished I didn't think to pray about it, because look, God answers prayers. You know, He gives you the desires of your heart. I remember meeting another school owner and just not getting a warm welcome. A lot of people think it's just competition, when there's enough business, there's enough students for everybody. There's enough business, there's enough students. So sometimes people would not help me. They wouldn't answer my questions, or they would throw shade on the beauty groups, especially once I saw that I was succeeding and doing okay on my own. That's when the hate came. Sometimes you'll have students that even will hate you, because even though you're providing for them, sometimes they say, well, why does this person have this school? Why does she have this? When you're just trying your best just to make sure that they get a good education and they graduate. So I say that to say this: get yourself a mentor. I have now started a mentoring program for not just business, but also how to open your own school. A lot of people reach out to me about opening up their own school and what that really inquires, and what that really entails. And I didn't have a mentor, but I know if I had had a mentor, somebody who had done even just a little bit more than me, I would have been that much more successful. I would have avoided some of the stress and extreme discomfort that I went through, and learning pains. But to be honest, it was very hard. I'm not trying to be discouraging. I just want to encourage you that if this is something that you would like to undertake, please get yourself a mentor, even if it's not me, just somebody who knows the ropes. But if you do want me to be your mentor on how to open up your own school, you can find me on my website at aspirewithamy.com, or 3D Lash and Brow on Instagram. And I would love to be your business mentor, or guide you how to open up your own school. It's just sometimes you feel alone in this journey, because how many people do you know own a cosmetology school? You know, it's not that common of a group. And then when you do meet somebody who sometimes has another school, they may see you as the enemy. So I'm not your enemy. I'm your friend. I'm a child of God, and God wants all of His children to bless another person and to help. And so that has been my mission since day one. and I'm gonna stay true to God's calling, my ministry, even if through trials, through tribulations, and even if others may not do the same. So I just want to be on here to say, hey, opening up your own school is very possible. You got this. And thank you for, please subscribe to this channel. Click the link right here. And we look forward to having another episode. So stay tuned.